right, so let's do our top five. I teased it at the beginning of the episode, but our top five is going to be the top five U.S. Open venues. Top five U.S. Open venues. So originally started as if you had five courses to choose on a rotation for the U.S. Open, which five courses would you choose? And so in our typical top five fashion, we're going to do a snake draft. So if I take one off the board, T-Bone can't choose it anymore. So whether or not my true top five and his true top five is probably going to be some sort of combination between those courses that we're going to choose. But that's how we're doing this top five, our snake draft. So I think this is a pretty good start. I'm surprised we didn't do this earlier because there have been 49 courses that have hosted the US Open. And so we are going to choose our top five. And I'm really excited about this one.
I am too. And to confirm, snake draft is in you'll
We're
go
back and
just the
forth.
normal back and forth. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, back and forth. Yeah, snake draft. You're not going back to
Yeah.
back here.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Fair enough.
All right.
What's
How are we
the
going to do this? Do you want to flip a coin?
yeah.
Okay. I have a coaster here, golf coaster. This is going to be heads.
Oh, it worked out perfectly.
The blank is going to be tails. T-Bone, are you heads or tails?
I'll go heads.
Oh, I dropped it. Hold on. I'm trying not to look. Heads. All right. T-Bone, you're up first.
I appreciate your honesty. Golf's a
Thank
game
you.
of
Yeah.
integrity. Appreciate
That's
that.
right. All right. Maybe they'll make the clips. I don't know. The
Cool.
T-Bone, first overall pick, US Open venue. Who you got?
So number one pick right out the gates, I'm going Torrey Pines. I think this course has the Tiger effect for me. It's one of the most memorable golf memories I have. Tiger drained the putt on 18 at Torrey Pines. I think it's a great finishing hole. We've both played it. There's some sentimental value there, and I think I got to take it number one overall.
I'm shocked that you chose Torrey Pines as number one overall. I'm not going to lie here. That really threw me for a loop. Torrey Pines has only hosted the US Open one time. Now, that might have been like the all-time US
Wait,
Open.
that's not true.
Torrey Pines South Course that I'm seeing right here, 2008.
And 21. John Rahm.
Oh, you're right. Dadgum. When was this article? Come on, Golf Week. When was this article? Oh, this article was posted in 2018. Well, that's not updated. Okay, you're right.
So
So
maybe
two
only two.
times.
So I probably could have gotten a little more value at that in the third or fourth round, but we're gonna roll with it. It's a sentimental pick for me.
Okay. No,
Torrey
I like
Pines at
it.
one.
Okay, maybe let me update my Google search here real quick while I'm doing this. So, yeah, 2018. Come on, we gotta get an update on that. So, my first one off the board is going to be, let me scroll down here. Scroll back up. I'm gonna go, oh man. I'm gonna go Shinnecock. Gonna go Shinnecock Hills, where my first overall pick. I mean, what can you say? It's one of those courses where I feel like not many people know it unless it comes US Open time. But everybody knows that that course is US Open ready all year round. Doesn't matter what time of year and what condition or whatnot. They always keep that course US Open ready. It is in Shinnecock Hills, New York, one of the best, toughest golf courses in the United States. Shinnecock goes number one for me.
I like it. I'll be honest, I don't know a lot about it, but it does feel like it's um that classic US Open course. It's always on the rotation, and
Yep.
that's really hard. So I think that's a good pick. All right. I'm gonna this one's gonna be kind of a weird actually no, I can save this one. All right, I think I'm getting a blue chip US Open course here. Again, another one I've been to, haven't played, but I think this is the golf mecca of the world. Going Pinehurst number two.
Okay.
The Payne Stewart winning the US Open in the rain is one of the most iconic moments. I will say, I think it kind of sucked when Martin Keimer won probably 10 years ago, they took the rough out and put in like waste areas that were just like bunkers that everyone hit out of. So that was
Yeah,
kind of a bummer. But
2014.
I think 10 years ago, I was pretty good.
Yeah,
Been pretty on point tonight. But
nice.
no, I think Pinehurst is just awesome. If you go there, it is the golf mecca of the world, and you, the Payne Stewart statue out there on the back patio. It's just a good spot. So I'll go Pinehurst number two.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty good pick there at number two. As you mentioned, Golf Mecca. I mean, they have a billion courses out there. And then right up the road, you have Tobacco Road too. That is just a golf haven, heaven. It's fantastic. So yeah, I don't hate that pick on number two there. So for me, I'm going to go Oakmont. Oakmont for my number two pick. Again, that's the Pew Churchill bunkers. It's a kind of like Shinnecock and just that is a US Open golf course. Like it is tough, demanding. You got to be on your game. It's hosted the US Open a billion one times. It feels like it's on the rotation as it deserves to be. So I'm going to go Oakmont for my second overall pick.
I like it. All right, number three. I'm gonna do a classic course that I think, unfortunately, might be RIP. I don't know if it hasn't been on the rotation in a while. I think a lot of it is because of the length, but I'm gonna go with Marion.
Nice.
And a reason why I like Marion is I think the wicker basket pins are the coolest addition ever made to a golf course.
I
Who
agree.
needs flags when you can have a wicker basket? But no, I don't know the course that well, if I'm being honest, but I do just think, like a lot of the courses you've said, West Coast, heavy rough, first cut, second cut, thick stuff, big beaver pelt divots. I love all of it, and the wicker baskets. So you can't
Hmm.
beat that. Marion at number three.
Yeah, Justin Rose won it last time it was at Marion, I believe. They really, I think yeah, it's one of those courses that it was kind of a risk going there because of the development technology. Could it still host a US Open? And I think Justin Rose won it like even par or something like that. It stood up to the best
Mm-hmm.
players in the world at that time. I think that's also the course where Ben Hogan hit that
The
famous
one
one
iron.
iron.
Yeah, I think so. I
Yeah,
think so.
so I agree. I think that's a good pick there. Deserves to be on this list. Man, I mean, there's some great golf courses who have hosted the US Open. For my number three, and I'm feeling pretty good at getting this at number three, I'm gonna go Pebble Beach. We talked a lot about Pebble Beach early on in this episode with AT&T being this week, but Pebble Beach, you have Tiger Woods breaking the scoring record there. Just an absolute clinic. Gary Woodland won out there, beating Tiger's record. So it's a fantastic venue with my two courses at Shinnecock and Oakmont being on the East Coast. I got to go West Coast as well. Pebble Beach, it's classic. So I think it gets the nod at number three for me.
Yep, that was a great third round pick. Maybe a steal, some would say.
Yeah.
Um, I like it. All right. Uh, number four, I'm gonna go Winged Foot. Um, again, I don't know. Like, I couldn't honestly tell you a ton of differences between like all these classics: Winged Foot, Oakmont, Marion, which is shame on me a little bit, but I think it's
Mhm.
just another one of those classic U.S. Opens that I have memories of. Phil blowing the U.S. Open. I think Colin Montgomery blew the U.S. Open there too. So
Yep.
good test of golf, challenging course. And one thing that's super badass about Winged Foot is the men's locker room and the reason I know this, there's an Instagram account. I think it's called like Clubhouses, some kind of golf clubhouses Instagram account. It just shows pictures of them. So that's how I know this. But Winged Foot's men's locker room you have this prestigious, badass course that hosts U.S. Opens. Their lockers are like old school gym lockers, like like
Nice.
metal with combination codes to unlock them. And I think that is so unique and so cool, and it makes it very old school as well, which is um, definitely an aspect that I like in a U.S. Open course.
Okay. I like it. Yeah. I mean, that's also the course where the legend of Kevin Kisner was born. This ain't no hobby, boys. That
Mm,
apparently took place at Wingfoot.
nice.
Yes, sir. All right. For my number four pick, let's see. I'm going to go again. I feel like I'm kind of getting a steal here, T-Bone. I'm going to go the black, Bethpage Black at number four. I mean, one of the most just iconic courses, Bethpage State Park. There literally has a sign there that says like warning, this golf course is really hard. It is a fantastic trek, a true test of golf. You get that ready for a US Open style. It delivers pretty much every time. And it's going to be the host of the Ryder Cup actually in 2026 when the US hopes to get that Ryder Cup back. So I think Bethpage sitting here at number four for me. I got to go with it.
Yeah, it's pretty solid. I didn't realize a newer course on the rotation. First was in '02, second one was '09 for
Yep.
Bethpage. So it'll be exciting to see the Ryder Cup there.
It hosted
Also,
the PGA most recently. That's when Brooks won, right?
okay. Yeah,
Yeah, so
that
there's been a
sounds right.
major there recently, just not a US Open.
Good call. That didn't seem right. So
Okay.
that's a good call. Also, if you want, go back in the archives, shout out Bethpage Black Bros.
Oh,
Um,
that's right. Yeah.
interview from about, I'm going to say 2 years ago, at least, probably
Yep.
4 years ago. Shout out Bethpage Black Bros. But it is cool. These guys are just like in the area and they get to play this
Hmm.
major style course for local rates. We get to do the same for Memorial Park. Not quite as cool, but um, anyways, give them a follow.
Man, I don't think Bethpage is hosting a US Open actually in the near future. I'm looking at future venues and it is not on the rotation. I'm very surprised to see that actually.
Hmm.
Interesting. Anyway,
All right. I'm going to go with a really weird pick that'll probably sacrifice my top five list, but
okay.
I think this course is so cool. And I think they hosted a PGA championship recently, but I'm going to go with the Olympic Club.
All right.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not. That's not what I
False
meant.
alarm.
Is that what I meant? Yeah. Yeah, the Olympic Club. I thought it was in San Francisco, is it not?
Mhm.
Hold tight,
Uh,
folks.
Daly City, California.
I'm seeing Olympic Club in San Francisco and also Daly City. Anyways,
Yeah,
I
the Olympic Club is where Weber won with the
yep.
guy with the Birdman.
Yeah, the
That's
bird guy.
yeah.
The where did Colin Morikawa win the PGA Championship?
Oh man, that was in San
It-
Francisco, TPC Harding Park.
Harding Park. Okay. Very similar vibes for both of those courses, and I like the overcast, kind of foggy bare trees, almost like you see at Riviera. I think that
Mhm.
has that dynamic there, and I just remember that being a really really fun, cool tournament to watch. I'm kind of a sucker for the West Coast U.S. Opens. I think we all are with the prime time viewing. Getting to see the guys in sweaters from the U.S. Open. I love that
Yeah.
whole dynamic. And I think that course is really unique, really cool. Probably not a blue chip in it, and not gonna probably allow me to get the dub here tonight. But it's my list, and I'm gonna use it when I need it.
Sticking to
Shout
it.
out JG Wentworth.
Sticking to it. Olympic Club. Let me write that down. So yeah, I'm looking again on future venues. It's not on the list of future venues, which is very surprising. I think one course that maybe took its spot, for lack of a better term, is LA Country Club. I mean, they hosted it this last year. It's going to be hosting it again in 2039. I'm not seeing many.
2039? Jeez.
Yeah.
You're really
Yeah, no kidding, right? I'm
pumping the
not
brakes.
seeing
Wow.
many California swings. So, well, there's a few, but we can get into that in a sec. So, all right, so that rounds out your top five. So, T-Bone, for my top five, I feel like I got some pretty good options here that are still sitting in my lap, but I'm going to go with the Country Club, Brookline Country Club. Most recently by my boy Matt Fitzpatrick won the US
It's
Open out
costing you a lot
there.
of money.
I should, yeah, man, I should have kept betting on him for every major. I would have won eventually, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Matt Fitzpatrick won out there. It's a classic golf course, historic. That's actually where the course where Francis We Met won his US Open back in the early 1900s against Harry Vardon and Ted Ray. Go watch the greatest game ever played. That's the venue where Justin Rose had his putt against Jose Maria Olazabal in the 99 Ryder Cup. And Matthew Fitzpatrick shot on 18 from that bunker. It was absolutely electric. I just also love the fact that it's called the Country Club. Like that is
Yeah.
so badass that it's called the
Yeah.
Country Club. Historic golf course, Massachusetts. It gets the nod for me at number five.
Good pick. Um,
T-Bone, what are some honorable mentions?
um, I think, let's see. A kind of a random one that I also think is a very cool course, a cool finishing hole is Congressional in
Mm,
the DC area.
yep.
Rory Rory's comeback from the Masters meltdown. They have that like brutal par three 10th hole, huge
Hmm.
gallery all covering ton of carryover water, and he hit it to like 2 inches on Sunday.
Yep.
That's a cool like kickoff to the back nine, and then you have that 18th hole that kind of funnels down towards like a creek with the clubhouse up top. I've got really good memories of that course. It looks like it's only been a U.S. Open course once, but I think that's pretty cool. Um, One we're probably going to get shit for, or a few Medina, Hazeltine, Baltusrol. I think those are all pretty frequent blue chip courses on the U.S. Open rotation, but um, I don't think I know a ton about those. Um,
Yeah,
but
it
I,
feels
I
like
think some
you know,
some to throw out there for sure.
yeah, there are some obviously courses out there that have hosted major championships. Think of the PGA. That's where Hazeltine has been in the past. It's where they won the Ryder Cup. Um, Inverness, Whistling Straits too. That's hosted a bunch of PGAs. So it's like the
Hmm.
U.S. Open and the USGA has their courses they like to go to, and the PGA of America and the PGA Championship has their courses that they like to go to. So that's why I don't know if I necessarily like view them. They are U.S. Open venues, but they host more PGAs than U.S. Open. So yeah, I mean, I would throw in Baltusrol for sure. Probably Hazeltine would make my list. Like another example is Southern Hills in Tulsa. It just hosted the PGA
Hmm.
a couple years ago, and JT won. So that's maybe a glaring one that we missed was Oakland Hills
Hmm.
in Michigan. So let's see if there's anything else that deserves to be on this honorable mention.
I think that's about it. There really haven't been a ton of courses. Um,
Yeah,
Chambers Bay, which I think was a nightmare from a U.S. Open standpoint, everyone hated it.
yeah.
Which I'll be playing in August. Stay tuned for that. But no, I think we hit on most of these, and I'm kind of surprised how few of how how few different courses are on this list.
Right. No, I agree. It's yeah, they like I said, they have their go-tos, but there's been like 50 something courses that have hosted a US Open. To put it in perspective, the British Open, which is even older than the United States Open, has hosted 17 total. And that was back when the British Open was like 9 holes.
Yeah.
So yeah, they have like literally 6 courses on their rotation. At least the USGA will go to a few different ones, but some future locations: Pinehurst is this year, Oakmont, Shinnecock, Pebble, Wingfoot, Marion, Riviera, Oakland Hills, the Country Club, and Los Angeles Country Club again. Pinehurst is on the schedule 5 times, Oakmont 4 times, Pebble 4 times, and then few on from there. You can go Google it to see future sites. But yeah, T-Bone, I think this is a pretty good list, man. I'm glad we did this.
Yeah.
Maybe we should do top 5 PGA courses, because like we said, it's a little different and different vibes almost. That's where we would probably throw in our Hazeltines, Whistling Straits, Bella Reeves, to name a few, Southern Hills.
This could be a good kickoff for our major preview as well. Get everyone in the mood.
Yeah. Next week we should probably, or whenever we do our recording next, we should probably do our major previews, because the Players is coming up here in like 6 weeks.
Yeah.
Real excited.
We're due.
So comment below or send us an email. Let us know what you think of our top 5 list of the US Open. What did we miss, and who would you put in your top 5? Again, I probably would have put Marion and Wingfoot in my list. T-Bone took them, so they weren't. So what did we miss? Who would you add, or who would you subtract from this list?